All right, welcome back to Frathletes. Today we have our MLB Power Rankings. We have Rakes and Takes. Great week of baseball. Well, great for some people, some fans, but just another electric week of baseball. Lot of hot teams, lot of really cold teams. So let's get into our power rankings going into the week. Reimer, let's start with you.
So I'm going to start out here pretty hot at number 5.
I already know.
I'm going with the Cincinnati Reds, man. Won 8 in a row, just swept the Astros. They swept the Royals, so they had a nice series, easy series there. Huge comeback win to get the sweep against the Astros. Down 5-2, comeback, storm back. Ellie De La Cruz is a beast, beating out that single to first. Like, absurd. He's just absolutely absurd.
Rumor on the block says he's fast. I've seen him in a few places.
That's what I'm hearing.
Around. It's just
he's just a freak in nature right now.
So I gotta ask you, are the Reds America's team?
Oh, 100%. I mean, and everybody's backing it. You got Votto coming back today. Jonathan India being the leader he is, he's saying that they're America's team. And I mean, if you look at the power rankings that the MLB put out, they swept the 7th best team in baseball according to their rankings. So, I mean, they're playing great ball right now. It does not get much better than that. Then at number 4, I got the Baltimore Orioles. Avoided the sweep against the Cubs. Like you said, they do not get swept.
You can't sweep the O's.
No.
Adley Rutschman doesn't get swept in the MLB. It's not in his blood. We'll get swept this series. Now I said that.
They got a huge series coming up here with Tampa and can really do a lot with the division. But they're playing some great ball right now as well. The number 3, I got the Texas Rangers, and all you can really say is Corey Seager. This dude is playing worth of his contract right now. He had a struggle first couple of years there, but
it's about time.
Yes. About time. They need it. They're first in their division. They're climbing up the rankings. They're at number 3 for me. And then this might be a little hot for you guys too. But at number 2, I got Tampa. I'm moving them down to 2 because I know the A's, they had their whole thing, reverse boycott. So packed house in Oakland. They get some against Tampa. But I got them at 2 because the second hottest team right now would be the Atlanta Braves, who I have at number 1. I mean, you can't beat a lineup with Acuna, who's one of the hottest players in baseball right now. You got Matt Olson, you got Ozzie Albies, who's been just crushing the ball, and you got arguably the best pitcher in baseball in Spencer Strider. They have also scored 8 or more runs in 5 of the last 6 games. Now, I know they've played the Tigers and the Rockies, but that's still putting up a lot of runs and very well deserving of a number 1 spot in the power rankings.
Did they play that at Coors Field? I think it was a home game for the Braves.
It was home. It was at home for the Braves.
You don't even get the benefit of Coors there.
Exactly. They put up 14 on Sunday, 14-6, 10-2 on Saturday, 8-1 on Friday, and 8-3 on Thursday. Kind of went backwards there, but don't matter. My point is they scored 8 or more runs in that series alone.
That good offensive teams. We've said it from the start. The Braves have potential, especially with Michael Harris coming around. This team can be a super team in this league.
Oh my God, their lineup is just insane. There's no bad spot in their lineup at all.
No. When your 9-hole hitter was up there with Rookie of the Year a year before, it's just how do you stop that?
I mean, I think he had 5 hits on Sunday.
Yeah.
That's nice rolling around to Acuna.
Somewhere, like 9 hitter.
Yeah. All right, Mal, what you got?
All right. To start it off, I like this one. This is a surging young team at number 5. I have the D-backs. They took control over their division against the Dodgers. Dodgers playing a little bit bad right now, but, it's still the Dodgers. And I like the D-backs. They're doing fine right now. They're coming around. They might need a little bit more pitching, but I like their bats as a lineup kind of, so I like that.
I like Corbin Carroll, man. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
talk about a stud. I mean, just everything he does, outfield, hitting, base running, like he just is the definition of electricity in a player. Like there are only a few players in the league that have that electricity factor where they can just make anything happen with their legs or bat or in the field, and he's one of them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but if you told me coming into the year that the Diamondbacks would be in first place in the middle of June in the NL West, I would have called you crazy. With the
Yeah.
Dodgers and the Padres, with all the bats in both of those teams' lineups, it's
Yeah.
just crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For number 4, I'm gonna have to go the Baltimore Orioles. I like what they do. They're steady now with it, so I'm not calling it a fluke no more. But we have to see how this goes. But I'm loving what they're doing. They're coming around nicely. Their starting staff probably still needs more, but they're still winning games, so that really doesn't really matter. So yeah, I'm going with them at number 4.
I'm glad that over the past like 200 games, the Orioles have like the 4th best record in baseball, but it's just now that Malachi decided that they aren't a fluke anymore.
Last year's run, we didn't know. I had to see it again. I didn't know about last year. But number 3, got the Rangers. Now the Rangers, they've been going against some high level competition. They did lose the series against the Rays though, so that's why I pretty much got them at 3. So, but they're steadily like their lineup is killer. I don't really know how, but there's a lot of guys in there that's doing it. I mean, of course, Corey Seager's hot right now, so that helps. But they just steadily going along right now, and they're looking like the best in that division right now. They're going.
Yeah.
But the Angels are surging right now. I saw that, so I was wondering about that. But yeah, they're good.
The Angels are coming. The Angels are coming. Quick thing about Corey Seager, it's only been 41 games, but the fact that he's batting 363 is insane.
So good. You got to get him in your hit parlays, guys.
Every time.
Dude, yeah.
Also, just because you brought up the Angels, I want to bring up the fact that somebody, I don't know what Mike Trout did to the baseball gods, but he is in the midst of his worst season ever, like his worst slump ever. And okay, his slump is most people's breakout years, but it's not Mike Trout. He's in the midst of his worst slump of his career, and the Angels are playing their best ball they ever had in his career. And it makes me so upset for Trout because like he has carried that team for so long, and then he finally is just like he can't do it anymore, and they're like, okay, we'll be good. Like,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
With a little bit.
Number 2.
I gotta go to Braves. This pains me that the Braves are now they're clicking so nice right now, and I hate it. I hate it a lot. As a Mets fan, yes, I am a Mets fan. I hate the Braves, and their lineup is so good. Spencer Strider, not gonna lie, he has like a 70 ERA against the Mets. So I'm just gonna say that. But
Thanks for throwing that out there.
Yeah.
it had to be known. It had to be
It's a
known.
good stat.
We don't care about him, but he is killing the rest of them. But
He's Cy Young versus rest of the league except the Mets.
yeah, basically. Well, at number 1, yep, I got the Rays. I mean, they're a juggernaut. It seems like they do have like bad, like weird stretches of being average. Like their bad stretches are just them being average, and when they're on, they're just really hot. And I love the way they play baseball, and they're the number 1 right now. And I don't think that really changes soon, and unless they like really go through a terrible stretch, that was what it would take.
So I guess I'll start. Actually, Mal, you have your honorable mention.
Oh, that is so true. Coming in at honorable mention. It's the Mets. I know. It's looking really bad, but they're gonna bounce back. I swear. I'm not swearing on anything, but they gotta bounce back. It's gotta happen.
All right. So for my number 5, I too have the Arizona Diamondbacks. I love watching them play baseball right now. They are my the Orioles game ended. Like I want to watch some baseball. Love watching West Coast Diamondbacks baseball recently. I love betting on West Coast Diamondbacks baseball. I'm just going to say it. they're just a fun team.
I really want to see. I don't know if it's happened yet already, but Strider versus Gallen in a game, no matter where it's at. I just to see that, it'd be pretty cool. That'd be must watch TV, honestly.
Yeah,
that would be just
Braves.
watching Gallen versus the Braves lineup would be that'd be interesting to see what happens.
100%.
Okay, number 4, I have the Texas Rangers. I dropped them a little bit after just the past week. They're playing 500 ball the past week, but still, just for how hot they were, the teams I put above them, I just feel like are on that extra leg right now. I mean, being number 4 in the MLB's no shot. They could be anywhere, I think, 2 to 4. But right now I have them 4. But, I mean, last week I had them at, like, number 1. This team is so just has the potential to be so good. They just are so good when they're on. Like you said, they just keep scoring runs. They just keep scoring runs.
I was about to say, just after you do a video about the Rangers,
I know, man.
Had to draw them a spot.
I know. It's
gosh.
You see, it'll all make sense when I say number 3 is the Baltimore Orioles and a non-bias. Number 3, I have the Baltimore Orioles avoiding getting swept in Chicago. I can 100% say I am very okay that we are not going back to Wrigley until 2025. I hate that ballpark. I think like at least 7 fly balls that the Orioles hit were like out in 28 of 30 ballparks, and then they were just fly balls. Like we were just they have the deepest lines in all of baseball, which I didn't know until we had like 6 flyouts there, and I was like, oh, off the bat, you're like, gone, crush, see you later. And then the right fielder's just hanging out underneath it at the wall. And I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, why is he standing there? Just casually catches it. I'm like,
is that why you hate Wrigley, or is there another reason? Just because how
this is actually a big fan of Wrigley. I've been there, huge fan. But for the next week, I'm very against. We could have taken 2 against them had we played at all our park. So number 2. So unfortunately, Tampa is my number 2 team. Is it also that I'm salty that the Orioles are having an incredible season and still 5 back of the Rays? Possibly. But it's my list. Make your own.
That's why I got the Reds.
Exactly. And now, number 1, the Atlanta Braves. Like you said, Reimer, they just – that offense, 1 through 9, is just incredible. Their pitching's back. I mean, Strider is so fun to watch. Quadzilla. Dude looks like he can front squat 7,000 pounds.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
Just absolute monster. I love watching him pitch. He makes it look so effortless.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my 5. I think despite, Tampa's probably up there if they don't get swept, but I had to. I can't do it. I have to follow my own rules.
We're all about the same, except I had to throw the Reds in there just because they're playing some really good ball as of late. Got to give them a huge shout out. Give credit when credit's due.
I will say my one that number 5 was tough because I gave the nod to the Diamondbacks because they're in first place, but my number 6 team's the San Francisco Giants.
Really?
They're now number 2 in the NL West. That's why I couldn't put them ahead of them because I was like, they are still like 2 games back but they swept the Dodgers. I love the baseball they're playing right now. Think about it. If they would have Aaron Judge right now, that team would be insane. But unfortunately, I'm not going to say or Carlos Correa because that's not. But
Mal, that's a good honorable mention right there, not the Mets.
That was the best thing ever. That was the one bright spot this season has so far. That's saying something. That's crazy.
I feel good for Giants fans because they had such a hellish offseason. I mean, they just kept signing guys, and then they weren't signed. Like it was, he kept signing superstars. It'd be official, and then they'd be like, "Oh wait, no, it's not." Like,
Yeah.
never mind.
They
They just kept signing. I couldn't imagine. My heart wouldn't have taken it if that was me. All right, let's move into our rakes and takes. If this is the first time you've heard of this, pretty much it's who's hot, who's not. So,
Okay, my rakes actually is correlated to my fantasy team, which did not get the win this week. Was a sad day. But we are 6-5, currently in the 4th seed, so it's still good. But
I'm
Spencer
not going to comment on fantasy.
Spencer Torkelson is my rakes because for the last week he's actually been showing that he should have been the first overall pick. I mean, the dude was going ham. I'm not gonna lie. He had I think through the week had 3 or 4 bombs. He's batting 310, slugging at 690. He actually looks like the draft pick was worth it. Now, Continue needs it, but right now he's hot right now, and I want to see more. For my,
I love Torkelson.
Yeah, dude,
I think that was a good one.
Yeah. And then for my takes, Sandy Alcantara. That man is just not what he was last year. And it's weird to see it now, how just the 1 year. He's got his highest ERA of his career this year.
And it's not close. I don't think it's close.
It's not. And I really don't know what's the problem, because they're saying it's not an injury. He's still going out there every 5th day. And I mean, what is it? Is he? I don't know what he's doing, but he is struggling right now. And it's weird because the Marlins are actually winning, and I'm
yeah,
he's doing his worst. I'm like, what? But
that's what's even weirder about it is he's not even their best pitcher. They have these guys out, Perez, outperforming him, and that's not what you would have thought if you looked at their record where they are now over the offseason. You're like, damn, Alcantara's got to be 12-0. You would think he's ahead of the Cy Young. He's been just putting them on their back, and he's been a liability. It's so weird.
Yeah.
I saw a trend. It was a couple weeks ago, a betting trend that 70% of the time it's hit and it's Alcantara unders, and just in any game that he pitches, the under hits 70% of the time. I'm like, all right, I'll take it. I'm pretty sure they were playing the Rockies when I took it too. Well, the over hit in the 4th inning or something like that. So I'm just like, nice. That trend sucks. Not doing that again.
Not giving that trend.
No.
All right, Reimer, what are your rakes and takes?
So for my rakes, I know there's a really highly talked about rookie in Cincinnati, and that's Ellie De La Cruz, but that's not who my rake is. He very easily could be. There's another stud rookie who I think has a very good case at making the All-Star game this summer, and that's Matt McLain. He is hitting. He's just been a stud since he's been called up. We just played 30 games, batting average of 324 right now, on base percentage of 374, and a slugging percentage of 507. As a rookie that's not being talked about that much with all the rookies they have. I mean, he's being talked about, but all the lights and everything are on De La Cruz. He's had 14 multi-hit games, 25 games with a hit, and just remember, he's only played 30 games. That's just going 5 games without a hit. That's pretty insane for just being a rookie. And since he was called up,
82 OPS. That's crazy.
Yeah.
82 OPS.
Since he's been called up, he's been 3rd in the MLB in hits, all MLB, and he's 3rd. He's just been on a tear lately.
I'm not gonna lie, as you say this, I'm on FanDuel now putting Matt McLain hit parlay. That man only missed 5 times. I like the odds.
Yeah. And then my takes is, as you kind of mentioned earlier, Zach, with the power rankings, it's the Los Angeles Dodgers. They just got swept by the Giants, who you said was number 6 on your power rankings. And they got swept at home. That's you as a team that's always got a lot of pressure on you, has all the best players mostly. You should not be getting swept at home. They were on pace to be tied for 1st in their division. Now they sit in 3rd in the NL West, behind the Diamondbacks and the Giants, who were probably supposed to finish, what, third and fourth coming into the season?
Without
Like,
a
not
doubt.
even the Padres. But yeah, that's who I got for my rakes and takes.
Awesome. So my take, I'm going to go Nestor Cortez. What are we doing, my guy? About 2 weeks ago, before the Yankees series or the Red Sox Yankees series, he said it doesn't feel like what we have with Tampa now or with Toronto now. You could argue that the Red Sox haven't been who they really are the last couple years. The Yankees went 1-5 versus the Red Sox this past week. You cannot say that and then lose 5 of 6 to the Red Sox. So that's my take. Nestor Cortez, clown. But my rake is more broad. I'm going all fans of teams that were not supposed to be good this year. You can put the Marlins, Diamondbacks. Hey, you can toss in the Giants, the Reds. I'll say the Orioles are sort of in there. People didn't know. But they're just – this MLB year has just been super cool because there's so many teams that are in it. That'll do it for this time. Make sure to like and subscribe. We will see you guys next time.